Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Clover Gaming, back at it again. Today we're going to see if we have an M4 contender. So in this first game, we're going to have an M4. In the second game, you'll see what's up. In the second game, it was a recording from the other night where my audio was messed up. But, I mean, that's basically it. Do remember, if you like the video, make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment about something that you saw in this video that you thought was nasty. If you want to party up, because I run my own regiment, and we have a regiment chat for people that are like close in the regiment, basically, people that I play with. So I run my own regiment, it's lit, you know. If you want to play, I can get you in here. If you want me to just like teach you how to play, I'm fucking down. We can go into custom games. I can show you routes. I can tell you why routes are good, how to time routes and stuff like that. And that's basically it. I'll see you in the second half of the video where I have to cut my audio. Hope you enjoy. Peace.
Search and destroy. Asset locations confirmed. Defending them is critical.
That's what I be doing.
Cruise missiles over launch.
Alright, kids over here by arcade again.
Less than a minute. Enemy bomb and Bravo. Get over there.
I think there was one back towards their spawn. Oh my gosh. I'm not taking a death. I'll sit here if I'm lagging. Where is he? Where is he?
It's down to you. Get it done.
I don't have time. Yeah, I'll play streaks.
We lost that one. Step it up. Search and destroy. Protect the objectives.
Yeah. That doesn't even sound like a girl. That sounds like an actual woman. Like, full blown. What, dude? What? Tell me that's not real. Tell me that's not real.
Secure the bomb. Destroy the target.
Oh!
Bomb acquired.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Things are happening right now that shouldn't be.
This is Falcon 3-0. Good copy. UAV beginning flyover. Get out of fuel.
I'm still going for that chopper gunner, bro. I want that chopper gunner.
This round's ours. Stay sharp for the next.
I'll drop 30 if I have to.
Search and destroy.
I just told them my whole game plan, so I don't care.
Secure the bomb. Destroy the
Stop
target.
if they can.
Bomb secured. Destroy their weapon caches. They're planting the bomb.
Right above me?
Bomb planted. Send security. Bomb defused.
Hey, whatever.
We lost that one. Step it up.
Dude, I got scared right there because I saw a kid go top box. I was like, whoa, I don't know what's going on.
Search and destroy. Secure the bomb.
DJ, how come
Destroy
you
the
talking
target.
tonight, bro? What's up with that?
Bomb secured. Planting the bomb. Secure UAV ready for deployment.
Oh, I just got no scope. I swear I just got
Missile
no
go for
scope again.
Protect the objectives.
This is Falcon 3-0. Good copy. UAV beginning flyover.
Interesting. Just ran back towards arcade. Is it arcade?
UAV is out of fuel. Falcon 3-0. Cruise missile away. Direct hit.
That's it, comrades. On to the next round. Get ready. Search and destroy. Protect the
Final kill
objectives.
cam at that.
UAV ready for deployment. Cruise missile go for launch. Less than a minute.
Falcon 3-0. Cruise missile away. On target. Good hit.
We've got him on the ropes. Don't let your guard down. Search and destroy.
I need 5 kills.
Asset locations confirmed. Defending them is critical.
This is Falcon 3-0. Good copy. UAV beginning flyover.
I saw you go into arcade too.
UAV is out of fuel. Returning to resupply.
Enemy bomb at Bravo.
just saw someone on columns. Alright, we're gonna throw this next round. I need 3 kills for my chopper gunner. Oh.
The bomb has been defused. They're hurting. Let's send them home.
Hey, we got bombs. We got bombs.
Switching sides. Search and destroy.
I need 3 kills.
Secure the bomb. Destroy the targets. We have the bomb.
Dude, where did this kid come from?
Destroy the targets. Enemy UAV
2
overhead.
AFK kills.
We've got the bomb.
Kid just went towards columns. Oh. So that first game I went 23-4, which I mean with an M4, it's really not that hard. I know everybody in the game uses M4s and you'd be like, oh, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Well, it's really not that hard. You're overselling it if you think that using an M4 to get 20 plus is that hard. But I want to talk about a few things, because my last video was the reasons that I don't like this Call of Duty, basically. And I think that I really didn't have enough time to elaborate on a few things. I think there's still some things that I need to touch on. But I'm going to talk about this video first, and if I have time, I'll talk about that. So basically, the reason I'm uploading this is because I think the Grau is a contender for the M4. And the only reason I say it's a contender and it's not better is because personally, I think you have to be like just stupidly accurate with it at some points to be able to get kills. Now, it's still like a 3 or 4 hit kill, which that 3 to 4 hit kill range is really inconsistent, which bothers me. That's another thing I don't like about it. And another thing I don't like about the Grau is this is the best barrel right here, the one that I'm using with the thin iron sight. I know some people like to use that like 20.6 inch barrel. Personally, I don't think that the damage range trade-off is worth it. I think that this barrel is just so much better for damage range that you need to use this barrel. And the only reason I say that is because I was playing Grozny Raid. I was able to laser a kid like halfway across the map with a 4-shot, which I think is really valuable and is really what makes this gun good. On the flip side of that, I don't like the iron sights for it. And the only reason I don't like the iron sights for it is because the iron sight is so thin, and because it's so thin, it's not dark enough for you to be able to see the iron sight against certain backgrounds, which just really is annoying. Now, I think if the iron sight were darker, or maybe the little like peg in the middle were like a little bit thicker, I think it would be a good iron sight, but it's not, and it's kind of hit and miss whether I like it or not. So that being said, the Grau is undoubtedly a great gun though. Don't get me wrong. The Grau is really good. But I just don't think I don't think it's at the level of an M4. I think it's right there. It's like at the cusp. Like, it's right there. Now, if we're talking about, like, pre-nerf M4s, which, if we're being honest, the nerfs didn't do too much, but they did do some. If we're talking about, like, pre-nerf M4s from, like, when the game first came out, then no doubt the M4 would be better. But the Growl and the M4, as it is now, I think they're comparable weapons. Which is saying a lot, considering that there's so many people that use the M4. And I think that the Growl is definitely picking up a lot of attention right now with the Purple Tracer Pack that just came out. Which is nice, because it's a great gun. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand on it. And in this gameplay, I end up going 19-3. I get my chopper gunner in this gameplay, which oh my gosh, that made me so mad in the last gameplay. Because I could not get my chopper gunner. I just kept dying to stupid stuff. Like that last death where I was 2 off, the kid literally just popped up out of bumfuck nowhere and shot me in the chest, like at point blank, which was just insanity. And then I was stupid. I was trying to play too aggressive to get that chopper gunner. But it's whatever. I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. I ended up dropping a chopper gunner the next game. And I was fine. But another thing that really made me mad about that last game was the kid that crouch walked that mid bus entrance with the Growl. That made me so mad. Because I was literally 23-4 and we lost the game. Which, I mean, is partly due to my fault. Because there was a couple of rounds there. Actually, there might have been 2 or 3 rounds there where I should have tried to make a play and I didn't because I was playing for streaks. Which is bad on my part. And I'll be honest about it. That's bad on my part because that's not being a team player. And it's not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. Anyways, so I think, is this the clip right here? Dude, I absolutely shred a kid here in a few minutes. I'm not sure where it is. But anyways, that's kind of all I have to say about it. I think the Growl and the M4 are comparable. I think the M4 is a little bit better. I think that I feel like the M4 has a better iron sight and it's easier to control. And that's about it. And you might say, well, it's probably just your attachments. It's like, well, I like the attachments I have on the Growl. I got the 5 megawatt laser so that I get a faster sprint to fire speed, a faster ADS speed, and it helps me hip fire. I got the 24.6 inch barrel because it just gives me a stupid damage range. The monolithic suppressor because it increases the damage range even more, first of all. And I was running it without the monolithic suppressor for a while, and I liked it. But I didn't think that stipple grip tape was so much better that monolithic suppressor just wasn't a attachment that just should be thrown out of contention, basically. So that's kind of where I standed on that for my attachments. No stock, obviously. You always run no stock or skeleton stock on your ARs. There's no point in not. I usually run Merc foregrip instead of 5 megawatt, but I like 5 megawatt on this gun more. But yeah. And so let's talk about some more stuff about Call of Duty that's really just, it's not up to par. So I talked about in the last video what did I talk about? Team balancing. I talked about refresh rate. I talked about the fact that good players are not rewarded. Like oh dude, this was the clip, dude. This was absolutely nasty. Kid burst in the door. I don't even know how I got that kill. That was absolutely nasty. The other kid was just oblivious and ran right past me. But anyways, yeah, there's no skill gap. That's what I talked about. I talked about that for a while because it's true. The game does not have a skill gap. I mean, I think if you knew like the amount of 20 plus kill games that I have dropped and I have lost, it would be appalling. Like it's insane. And it's just due to the fact that bad teammates or It's a 20 kill game, but I have like 8 deaths because there's a fucking kid with a 725 in a corner. So it's just like, it's stuff like that, basically. But, I mean, some more stuff that's bad about the game. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about some stuff that's good about the game. So, one thing that's great about the game is that there's a lot more people in game chat in Search and Destroy. Or just in the game overall, there's a lot more people in game chat, which we haven't really been able to capture in the last few Call of Duties. Like, finding people in game chat was almost non-existent, which kind of sucked. But now everybody's getting back into game chat. They're getting toxic. It's great. It's like, I love it. So another good thing about the game, I'm having to think this long. I'm sleep deprived, like I said at the beginning of the video. But I think the devs are doing a really good job at like trying to keep the game up to date. Which sounds weird, and I feel like some of their stuff that players really want just like kind of doesn't work. Like the Renettis, for example. The pre-nerf Renettis were monsters. The post-nerf Renettis, they're not monsters, but they're still pretty decent. Like, they're pretty good. The 725 has been nerfed 5 times, which, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, how do you nerf a gun 5 times? Well, the last nerf was a silent nerf. Like, they didn't even put it in the updates, but I definitely noticed it because it was a sawed-off nerf. But they've nerfed that gun 5 times, and it's still just a monster of a gun. So, it's whatever. I put the 32-inch competition barrel on, and like, on Crash, I don't know if you know Crash, like the map that well, but at the 3rd floor over top of A site on Crash, I was able to ADS and get a 2-hit kill at like almost towards their spawn, towards the B bomb. On that map, 2-hit kill. It was insane. But yeah, some of the updates just don't work. That's just honesty. I like what they're doing with guns, trying to keep more guns in the game. They're making guns available to everybody. They're making maps available to everybody. You're not having to pay for that stuff. It's not a pay-to-win game. You do challenges and get anything you want, which is great. That's great. That's probably one of the best things. It's not a pay-to-win game, which is just one of the best things ever. Because in the last few games, they would have like these stock guns, and there would always be one gun that really stood out. Or a few guns that stood out. Like in Black Ops 4, it was the ICR and the SG-12. I think it's the SG-12 with the strobe light. And so there were those guns that stood out. But the DLC guns usually were just God guns. So once after those God guns started coming out, you'd have to use just the best guns in the game. Which sucks. But it's just, it happens. Anyways, I think the developers have done really well with the game as far as updating it goes and trying to keep it open and free. There's just a lot of cosmetic stuff. I think they've taken after Fortnite for that, which, I mean, kudos to Fortnite for how much money they've made off that stuff. But overall, I mean, the guns in the game have been pretty cool. I really wish that they had balanced the guns out more in this game. And the reason I say that is because there's 3 guns that stand above the rest. I don't even have to name them. But it's the M4, the MP5, and the 725. And those guns just stand above every other gun in Search and Destroy. And really, if you go into Respawn, I mean, technically if you go into Respawn, the 725 is just useless. But, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm near the end of my time. If you like the video, make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'll have a new video coming out soon. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.